Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. What's happening, y'all? We have Wade Barrett, the Barrett Barrage. He is going to be this weekend's character for the chase. So let's take a look at his poster and see what we think. So he's an aggressive trickster. He is also of the reality era. So we are dealing with someone in an era that has been sorely neglected for a long time. We're going to change the color of this since we're going purple. He is going to fill a slot that is not going to be easily filled going forward, as we're going to see. Trainer-wise, this is where I think his most value and use is. It is a 26k ability of botch gems doing 100% more damage. So there are several characters that can take advantage of this. Zombie Rhea comes to mind. Also, Hall of Fame X-Pac comes to mind as well, too. So we have a couple of botch gem superstars posters that could actually do really well with this. It is the reality era, so matching any color gem gets one more move point. Only the single gear. So for this, for our preview today, I will be using some Fury 2s, and I've got some extra gem damage, so about 136% more gem damage. I'm also going to try the first moveset with this. This is What the Rock's Cooking plate. Anytime you break red, you get purple, and then we'll switch up plates to an all hearts and see what we can do with that one instead. So the moves that we are going to use this first time around, let's see if this works. There we go. Pushing buttons that don't work. We're going to use the Wasteland, so we're going to make, it's a finisher. We're going to make 24 leech gems into red gems and pin the opponent, do about 179k. The short arm clothesline is a 1-turn skip. That's going to do 120k damage. And the belly to back suplex, you're going to choose one gem to turn into a 2-turn juggernaut that will make the bottom row into pyro gems. That will then modify into leech gems of 67,000 when broken by you. And on every countdown, and then you're going to make 7 pyro gems into purple at the end. It seems like a lot, and it is. But we'll discuss what that means going forward. I do not get to keep this character. I always forget to say that at the very front. This character is loaned to me by Scopely. It'll be returned once my previews of this character are complete. So in terms of what we can use for entourages, we're going to use the Nikki Ash right here. I haven't gotten her to 21k, but at 21k talent, she will do 12k more red gem damage. So these, immediately we can see the impact of these coaches and trainers. We're going to start with red moves up. We got tour perks, so that's going to help us get them both started on turn one, and then 2 other of the new 21k trainers. So we're going to use the Tech Stacy. We're going to use Motu Ray. Both of them are going to bring 12,000 more damage, and we'll see how much damage we can get with all of this put together. All right, so let's go check out Wade Barrett and see what we think. All right, so let's take this Wade Barrett out against a 5-star gold Ivar. And as you can see, I forgot to mention that I have some tour perks. I have +2 starting MP. So otherwise, and they don't show there, do they, the tour perks? There they are. All right, so we have +2 move charge. Matching will give us 1 more. Resume, please. There we go. All right, so we are going to hit this stun. Our next move, we're going to put the Juggernaut gem on the board. And now we're going to try to make ourselves a nice match. We'll get the red. Well, that was a good little cascade, of which he will hopefully kick out of. Now we have 1 more turn. This is going to make the bottom row into pyro gems. We have to wait 1 more turn because we have to have the pyro gems turn into purple gems. We have to actually wait another turn. Although we could put this down on the board. We're going to give up a turn to Ivar anyway. If there was another red match, that would help. Unfortunately, he broke our pyros. All right, let's see actually how hard this can hit. We have a full board full of these leech gems. We're going to hit the finisher and make 24 into red. Red, we've got the most buff on, so we hit for 3.5 million, and we fully replace our health as well too. So that's the added bonus for it. All right, so that's the first moveset. Let's go check out another one. And there's only really one other moveset that actually works. So I'm not going to be showing you in this preview this backbreaker, although on paper it sounds good. It just doesn't hit hard enough. You only make 7 pyro gems, and 7 if you're lucky stay on the board. And if you even buff this move, the most damage you're going to do is 1.8 million each time you hit it, and it takes too long for it to reload. And because this is only 1 turn as a stun, and this takes 2 turns, this Juggernaut to go off, this move set is just terrible. So there's no really good way to make it work on its own, so we're just not going to use it. The only other moveset that I found that's actually worthwhile for this is running this triple black moveset. So we're going to bring in the double black sub moves. So the first one is the chokehold. This is what you're going to use on turn 1. Make 25 random submission gems for 170k for 3 turns. The remaining are going to turn into trap gems. Broken by your opponent, deal 53k damage and increase your black MP. So that's how we reload. And if broken by us, it will do 89k damage for each one. And that's helpful because the neck breaker then is going to turn 20 trap gems into purple gems. And so that's going to do a whole bunch of purple damage. Plus, for each one of those trap gems, it's going to do this 89k on top of each one of the purple gems. So we can do some really good buffing of the purple gem damage. And last is the sleeper hold, which is just a basic sub. And I wish it did a little bit more, but it doesn't leave anything on the board when you're done. It's 7 submission gems that you put down for 150k for 4 turns. So this one would be another recommendation to be buffed up into something better. The entourage we're going to use for this, I'm going to use the new Nikki Ash. This is our chase character this month. She's designed for this. Black submission moves do 100% more damage per turn. Black moves start with 2 more move points. I'm going to leave, I want to leave traps on the board. So we're going to leave our sub the same. I'm not going to add, but you can add a different sub trainer here. We want to buff purple gems. The reason is you need actually 2 MP trainers to get your moves off turn 1 in a feud. So you actually need a second MP trainer, or you need a black match on turn 1. So we're kind of stuck with the 8 MP for all 3 of these black moves. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to play with the title here. We are going to turn this around and we're going to put in an all hearts plate as promised. And see if we can do a little bit more damage with his moves. All right, we actually need to go out and then click, and then we'll play against Ivar again. And if it works really well, then we can go out and take it maybe against a 6-star and see what we like about it. So the first is you're going to put these trap gems down. They're going to do about 300k per turn for 3 turns, so it's about 1 million sub. He just broke some of our trap gems, which then, as you can see, has reloaded some of our moves. So we have 2 choices. We can either go for a big hit if the trap gems are together and around, but ours really only has, and this is the problem with this, these the trap gems actually aren't in a good position. The only trap gems that are actually going to make a smash are these ones right here, added with these ones right here. So that is basically the only ones that are going to connect. So we're sort of stuck without a really good connection. So let's try to make him break some of our trap gems for us. And so we're going to put this second sub down. And the fact that this second sub doesn't actually produce anything at the end is really disappointing. And so we break some more of our traps. So now we have, again, traps that aren't really connected, but we can end this match. We'll make the 20 of them into purples since we've buffed the purple gems. And so that did about 600k, and this will actually end our turn, or end our match against Ivar. We'll take this out against Ricochet, and you can sort of see what I mean. Neither sub is powerful enough on its own, and it's hard to get that move off if there's not enough trap gems left on the board. All right, let's take this moveset out against Ricochet, and we'll see what we can do. The problem with Ricochet is that his moves, once they get on the board, they flood the board with color change gems, and that destroys pretty much everything that we create in these moves. So let's hit this for 3 turns, and now we leave a bunch on the board, we hope. He takes a swipe. We actually have a lot of them on the board. The problem is that we need to reload our black moves. So if we destroy all of these purple gems and turn these into purple gems right now, we'll do a big hit. But we then lose the ability to reload our gems. So unfortunately, you have to actually take this second sub turn and have him hopefully break some of your trap gems so you can reload your... There we go. Now we're reloaded. And because he's breaking trap gems and you have to take a second sub for it, now you can see there's just not a lot of trap gems on the board. So we're going to have to do this a second time to hopefully leave a lot more trap gems on the board to do an even bigger bang. And now his moves are ready to go off next turn, which is always fun. Let's see, we can do... I didn't want to break any of our trap gems, but we don't have a choice. There's no way to do this without breaking trap gems. So we don't want him to get his move off. I want to show you how hard this hits, but we are sort of stuck in a bind, and then he's going to destroy the board on us. So we have to do this again. So you can see where the issue is here of not being actually able to use the move that we want to use in order to play defensive. This is entirely a defensive setup to just continually sub. And now he's ready to put his moves off again. And so we're going to hit the sub again. So you can see just how frustrating this moveset is to play on the defensive. All right, it's finally our chance to do this. We can now finally... It only took 6 subs in order to get to this point where we can make the traps into purple. We've got the all hearts plate. Let's see how much we're going to hit this one for. And so that hit for 5.5 million. So if you can get enough trap gems on the board, it's actually a good smash. But you actually have to hit that many to make it worthwhile. So there you have it. There is Wade Barrett, Barrett Barrage. Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, what you think this character needs added to the poster or maybe changed about the poster to make it much better. So it definitely seems like it's lacking in a couple of places. The trainer ability is fantastic. It just has some usability issues. It's good, I guess, as a defensive card, but we'll see. All right, let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe, share. You know the deal. Class is over. Brofessor out.